Hello. Thank you so much for being here. My name is Leslie Montgomery, and you're tuned into LKM Kingdom Living Leslie's Lessons Learned. And I'm excited today because I have a special guest with me. But before we get started, um, I'm looking to see what this is saying. So, Restream has decided to change some things, and we're late because of technical difficulties. But thank you so much today for joining me, Jim. I'll call you
Jim is
Georgina.
fine.
Georgina and I have known each other for many, many years. We were in grade school, I think,
It's
when we
53
met.
years since
53,
yesterday when I moved to Willingboro, 53 years ago.
53 years. Wow.
First friend,
Wow. What year was it?
1971, June 5th. We were
That's
12
when
and
you
13.
That's when you moved to
Willingboro.
Willingboro.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay, we was there since '68, almost 10 years. So wow, that's a long time. My goodness.
He
So
was my first friend.
yep, and we used to play together. I was thinking about the other day. It's off topic, but I was thinking about when I um, bent the on the blender the Nana's beaters. And I was so scared. And when you told her, she was like, I'm not going to tell your grandma this time, but I'm going to tell her next time. And I thought about that. I was thinking about that the other day, but they were very good friends, my grandparents and your grandparents. And
Mhm.
I think that that foundation was a good foundation. But welcome, 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 welcome. Thank you. When you were coming on, first we talked about you talking about the coupons.
Yes.
She calls herself the Lady Coupon. Is that
Lady
Lady
G coupons.
Lady G coupons? And
Mhm.
she shops, and by the time she finishes something that's $100 might be $10 if I'm correct. So we was going to talk about that, but when I thought about it, and one of the things I want to talk to some people that have had some, I would call, chronic illnesses, and they have the victory over it. They have been delivered, and now they're living a life. And Jim had cancer. And before we talk about your cancer, take a just take a minute and tell everybody a little something about yourself.
Oh, well, I'm 65 years old. I'm retired. I'm retired nurse and retired dialysis worker. Um, I go to Bethany Baptist Church over in Lindenwold, New Jersey, and I work in the kitchen there. And I just like to help people. I've always been in the helping field, so that's what I do. That's my ministry, always helping people. So now that I'm retired, I help a lot of people with paperwork, insurances, and getting this fixed, that fixed, this done, that done. So I'm always busy doing stuff like that, and I love doing it. I guess that's my ministry.
So wait a minute, you said you help people with paperwork and things like
Yeah,
that.
like well, now ever since COVID, the if things have changed, so people have a lot of paperwork, a lot of insurance claims, and before you used to just pick up the phone and talk to somebody and it was done. Now it's a lot of stuff in the mail, a lot of stuff online. Older people can't seem to do it, and so you have to make phone calls to get bills straightened out, to get claims fixed, to get this sent there, this paid for that, and just plain paperwork, even the social security paperwork, Medicaid paperwork, Medicare paperwork, all that stuff. And a lot of my friends I had to go through it. And one of my friends who's a minister told me that I'm not doing it for me, I'm doing it for somebody else. And once I learned how to navigate it, that seems like that's all I do, is to help other people get things done. Because some people don't have, I've waited on the phone for 6 hours, 25 minutes, and some seconds for IRS one day. But I waited all day until I got through.
Oh my goodness,
I had two phones. So I waited with my phone and my son's phone, and I took the phone out to the store. I cooked everywhere I went. I took the phone until they picked up.
wow, that's amazing. You
I
said
write
how
down.
long?
6 hours, 25 minutes, and so many seconds. And when they got on, after I got the business taken care of, I told them it doesn't make sense, and that's how long I waited.
Yeah,
But
that's terrible that you had to wait that long.
yeah,
And they didn't have the automatic service where they said you won't lose your place in line. We'll call you back when you get there.
I happened to I just waited, listened to that music, and just waited, and had my notepad down, and just took the phone everywhere I went.
I'm surprised they actually answered.
They did.
Yeah, I'm surprised about that. So, well, like I said, so that's some information. If anybody's listening and you
Mhm.
need to have somebody help you along, this might be a person that, if she stays on the phone 6 hours and some minutes for someone else, I'm sure she'd be willing to help you in the process.
I
That
would.
is what you say?
I said, yeah, I would. I'd help
Yeah.
them.
That is such a tedious thing, period, dealing with Social Security, any
Hmm.
of those, that type of thing, disability. It's just, I'm going to say, animal all by itself.
It
And
is.
I think a lot of times they keep you waiting and stuff so that you'll say, forget it, and then
Yeah,
go on about your business. So I want to take a moment and say, welcome, welcome, welcome to those that are listening. I ask you if you could take a moment and hit the like sign, if you would subscribe and share this today. I'm here with Georgina, I don't even know what to call you.
Jim.
Jim.
Yeah.
Jim, sorry, with Jim today, and I'm applauding her because she's a 15-year cancer survivor. And I told her I wanted her to talk about that. She was telling me a few things, I think it was yesterday, about that, and I didn't even recognize or understand it all. So I wanted to know if you could just start from the beginning about maybe how you found out. And
Okay.
were you still working at the time?
Yes, I was still working. Yes, so I think all I can remember is a couple times, and I'm not trying to be gross. I had blood in my urine, and I thought I had a kidney stone. So it went, and it just went away. Thought I had a stone, so I kept drinking the cranberry juice, whatever. And so I went to my regular doctor. So it's important to go to your primary doctor, your GYN doctor, your dentist. Those once a year things. It's important to get those checkups because that's when they find things. So the doctor was 2009. I went for my checkup, and she said, well, why don't you go and just, I told her what happened. She says, why don't you just go and to see this, referred me to see this uh, um, urinary doctor. And when I went there, he said, oh, let me do a CAT scan and an ultrasound. And they found that I had a tumor in my left kidney. And
Wow.
so it was unbelievable because I didn't have any pain or any symptoms or anything. So that was in March. So May 5th, 2009, I had the surgery because they either tried to um, like dissect it, which take a part of it, or they either dissect it, freeze it, burn it, or remove it. So I wasn't a candidate for any of those
Oh, wow.
because they said I was didn't have enough fat between the tissues. So which was a good thing because it could have probably, if it would have been dissected, it could have had cells spread throughout somewhere else. So they just went in and they took the whole kidney out. Everything was encapsulated in the kidney. So
So before you go any further, it was something that your doctors did not
GYN, the
she
yearly
did not
checkup.
detect it through, oh, well, she would have had to do blood work, I guess, to
And
see
she
that.
just told me, she referred me right out to go see I think it was the no, it was the urinary doctor. So that handles all bladder things like that. So they referred me to go see him, and he ordered me to have a CAT scan and an ultrasound, and
So you
that's
know
when they
what's
saw a
scary
tumor.
about that is that you said that you didn't have any pain or anything.
No, I thought it was a stone, and then it went away, and it happened for like a year later, and then it happened again, and I told her. But if I had not told her, probably would have never known.
Wow. And that's one thing that is important, that you might have one symptoms, but don't put it off. You
Hmm.
know, don't try to what do I want to say? Don't try to say,
Downplay.
oh, it's gonna self be your own doctor,
Right.
self doctor yourself. If you see any kind of inkling that something is not normal, go see your primary doctor and let
That's
them
very
refer
important.
you to where you need to go. So
Yeah.
I was just thinking about that. I was like, how many times our GYN or our primary, they don't detect things and
No.
things go unnoticed because no one has ever detected it. But because your GYN was wise enough to know that it might be something else going on, she sent you
Yeah.
somewhere else.
Yeah, she did.
Mhm. So go ahead. You went to,
I had the test done, so they decided out of those four ways, the best way was to just go in and remove the kidney, which just everything was encapsulated, so that way nothing spread and everything was removed. And I did not need any chemo or radiation after that. So it was just like having a surgery and then recovering and coming home. But then you have to maintain different things, like you have to watch your salt, you have to drink enough water, not too much, and just eat right so you don't have any problems. If you and I didn't have any problems. You have to watch your blood pressure, you know and I did well.
so you were saying something yesterday. You were saying that there's many people that are with one kidney because of it being removed because of
I
cancer.
know I know several.
Hmm. And I never, well, I guess sometimes if you never go through something, you don't think about um, maybe just trying to see, or just like doing a documentary, see how that happens, what happens. But you said to me that it's different than regular cancer because the only thing they needed to do was remove the kidney.
Hmm.
So since they removed the kidney, and I want to go back to the cancer, but since they removed the kidney, how have you been?
I've been good. I make sure that I go to the nephrologist and the surgeon. I had to go every 6 months at first to both of them. So now the other day I went. So now I go once a year for both of them. But it's important to go to your follow-up visits. And I get an ultrasound every year from the surgeon to make sure that there's nothing with the other kidney, and then that kidney is functioning properly. And then you get blood work to make sure that your kidney functions are normal. I take two blood pressure medications. One is to protect the kidney, and the other one's just to keep the blood pressure. And I've been on those because it's been stable. So, just have to watch my salt because everything has salt in it. So I'm a stickler with salt. This has salt, that has salt. So I'm always, conscious of the salt because you don't want to, you are working with one kidney, which means it's taking the place. It's functioning as two. So it's putting more work on it. So you want to make sure that you don't overload it and you want to treat it, with respect. You don't want to do the wrong thing and then you have messed up kidney function and you end up on dialysis. So that didn't happen. So if anything, I don't feel right, I'll call the nephrologist and he will call me right back. One time I had to go because my blood pressure kept shooting up. So they had to switch the medications. Then they had me come in like weekly to have blood pressure checks to make sure that it was stable. Then the medication stabilized, and it's important to take the medication as prescribed. Do not run out of it. And if you have any side effects or you don't feel right, call because it could be your body's changing or that medication may not work for you any longer and they may have to change. I've been changed about 3 times, but I've been on this last
Really?
medication for a good 7 years.
Okay. Okay. Wow. Yeah, and you've been um, a survivor since 15,
2009.
2009.
Yes.
So I want to go back to see how that was emotionally for you.
Well, since I didn't feel sick or anything, it felt like it was nothing. And they said, I said, I don't believe I have cancer. So he says, well, you do. And he showed it to me. And I said, okay, whatever. He says, well, we're going to treat it like that anyway. I said, okay. So he just did. And, I still didn't feel sick, so it didn't bother me as much. And then, I was grateful that I didn't have to have any chemo or radiation. So I tell people I survived cancer, but I didn't have the battle, which is a blessing, because I know people and they battle. They're sick and they have to keep going back and forth. They have to get radiation and or chemo, several times a week, several times a month. And most people that have this do not have that battle, but you still have that diagnosis. So that kind of hits you, but it doesn't hit you. You can understand, you say, okay, I have it. Let me get this done and move on with my life. So my new phrase is, I'm living my life like it's golden.
Golden. I know that's my favorite. That's mine too. I said,
That's why I said I need to do that, live
yeah.
my life like it's golden, because it's precious, and
Mhm.
I'm just grateful.
So think about it. Uh, things like things like that makes you feel be even more cognizant or more aware of life.
It does.
You said now you living your life like it's golden. Sometimes we wait on things and say, well, I'm going to do it, or I'm going to one day live my life like it's golden. But in the scheme of things, you're missing, and life is passing you by because you're waiting for that moment. And now you're saying you're not waiting for that moment anymore. You're going to live it now. One of the things the word tells us is that uh, for us to have an abundant life, it doesn't mean that we don't go through things, but what it means is when you're going through, how you're going through. Are you giving thanks? Are you giving praise? What type of attitude do you have? So you never had any symptoms. You never had anything that would cause you to think for a moment that there was something that was not right. The interesting thing is that you had the blood experience and it went away for a whole year.
Hmm. I
And then
thought
it,
it was. I thought it was a stone. Matter of fact, I went to the primary at that time. The first time, it happened twice. The first time, and he thought it was a stone, and he just told me to drink, and I drank, and it went away. So I said, oh, maybe I just passed the stone,
uh,
and I may have, but it was a mystery, because I just never could understand how that connected to the actual little tumor. It was way up in the top of the kidney. That's why they had to remove it, because it would be too much to have dissected or go play with it and try to burn it or even freeze it. They would have to do too much manipulating.
okay.
So uh, it just seemed like almost like a dream. It's like it didn't happen. So I was
Mm,
like, okay, that's what they say. But afterwards, like I did have a couple problems with blood pressure, and I did have a bout with potassium. That was the other thing. You need to be hydrated, and I had a bout with potassium. I didn't know why. I always felt really tired and always felt like I wanted to pass out or just go to sleep. And every time I did that, I ended up having my potassium was low. So then I started making sure that I always carry water with me, usually a banana or pomegranate juice, and those things, and my potassium stays high. And so now I'm fine. But those are like the battles that I had afterwards, maybe keeping
oh,
the blood pressure and the potassium level, so I felt okay.
um, and what was the juice you said?
Pomegranate,
Pomegranate. Oh, okay,
pomegranate
pomegranate
juice.
juice. Huh. Yeah. So I don't know if there's something else you want us to make the audience aware of as um, taking care of themselves from a nurse point of view. How many years were you a nurse?
Since 1980.
Hmm. Yeah,
I guess once a nurse, always a nurse, because I don't stop.
right. And it is.
Always
And
something.
somebody's always calling you, asking you a question.
Oh, I'm
What
giving my
about
opinion.
this? Uh-huh. Yeah. So, do you have any advice? You did give some earlier. You were
Make
saying,
sure that you go. A lot of the insurances things are free. So usually your yearly checkups are free for women with the GYN, for men with the prostate, your just your regular blood work and your screenings. They don't cost anything with the insurance. So you should take advantage of those and just get checked out, and make sure that, it's like, be proactive and make sure. And then if you do have something, then go from there. But you may have nothing, but it doesn't hurt to go and check out and make sure that everything is working, since this is a temple. We want all that temple, we want everything to work right. And
That's
so
true.
I don't miss my appointments. I go to each and every one of them. And any medication they give you, I take it. I try to do the best that I can. I'm not perfect. I still like my potato chips once in a while, but I know that I can't have them because I eat the whole bag. So I said I can't eat them. And but I try to eat better. I even in a program from the Food Bank of New Jersey, which it helps you. It's for a year, and it helps you with like pre-diabetes, because you got to watch out for those kind of things, and it's free, and it's for a whole year, and you get incentives, and they learn about eating, so you can't miss it.
Okay. All right. I want to say thank you for coming on,
You're welcome.
and I want to thank everybody that's listening. I would ask that you would take a moment to hit the like sign, subscribe, so that you'll know when we are live, and share. And I want to say thank you so much to Clarice Thomas, and also, is she related to you?
That's my daughter-in-law. Hi.
Oh, I kept looking at the name. Oh, that's so sweet. And I want to say, hey, Ashley. I don't know how she's on. She's in a session right now with somebody. I guess they might have canceled. I don't know. But I want to thank you so much for coming on. There's a couple of more people I want to come on with that has different type of cancer, but they have survived. They have the victory. A lot of times people, what they like to say is, somebody says they have cancer, the first thing in their mind is they're gonna die.
I
You
never
know,
thought
not you, but people.
that.
And people, they they can make you feel bad because they feel that way. And I want them to see. I want people to get it in their head that everybody doesn't. Their cancer's not the same. They're not in. Like, I don't even know if there's stages for kidney cancer.
There
You know.
is. I don't remember what my stage was, but I know there is a stage 4.
Uh-huh. There's different stages. Some people wait to the last minute, and then when they go, yeah, it's too late. There's
Yeah.
just so many reasons why people pass away, but you really don't have to pass away from
You don't.
cancer. Yeah. So, Jim, how many grandchildren you have?
I have four, 3, 2, and 1.
Oh, wow, you have four. I think, wait a minute, I think you showed me them. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Uh-huh.
did.
Yeah. So, Jim still lives in Willingboro.
Still
She
in the
still
same
lives
house.
in the house. She's probably not just her. There's a couple of um, people from way back when that's still there, but
Yes.
it's not many. But Jim, thank you so much for coming on. One
Welcome.
day we'll have you come back on and actually talk about the coupons. There
Okay.
was something you said you wanted to say about that yesterday, or did I hear you wrong?
About what?
The coupons.
It's that's another show. It's so much to say. It's so much to talk about.
Yeah, we will do another show.
Yeah.
But enjoy the rest of your day,
Thank
and
you.
yeah, we'll talk. We'll talk soon. And
Okay.
to all of those out there, please, please, please pay attention to your body. Love your body enough to
Yeah.
get your regular checkups, and if they send you to a specialist, go to the specialist, go
Hmm.
see what's going on, why you feel the way you do, what's making you pass out. There's a lot of people out there passing out and don't even know why. They just get back up, so, oh, I passed out, and keep it moving. Or
Hmm.
they'll say, it must be this or it must be that. No, it must be go to the doctor so you can find out what it is. And a lot of people don't like to go to the doctors because
Don't.
of the stories of what they hear that the doctors are doing and all, especially to people of color.
Mhm.
And a lot of times they don't want to go to the doctor, but please go to the doctor. It is not unscriptural to go to the doctor. There was doctors in the Word, Old and New Testament. There
Mhm.
are doctors, and if you go back and look and read it in Genesis, there's different places that you can see that they had doctors. We know that one of the 12 disciples was a doctor. You know, I call him Yeshua. People call him Jesus. He was well rounded. He had a lawyer. He had a treasurer. He had fishermen to make sure he had some food. He was well rounded. He didn't just go out and say, "Oh, I'm gonna pick you, pick you." No, he picked with purpose. And because he picked with purpose, he knew that there needed to be a doctor on the board, and he had a doctor on the board. So please go to the doctor, find out what's going on, and remember your body is treasure if you treat it as so. So go see about yourself. You deserve it.
Yeah.
Until we meet again. Oh, on Sunday. We'll be back on Sunday at 9 a.m. Eastern Time. Apostle will be back with us, and he'll be talking about the whatness and the I am. So join us if you can. That is Eastern Time, and we look forward to seeing you. I look forward. I thank you, each and every one that has come on, whether you've said something or not. I see you watching, and for those that are coming on later, thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. You might want to take some advice that you heard today. And until we meet again, have an amazing day and thank you.
Thank you.